with Teaquilts, and today is Saturday, October 2nd, 2021, and it's almost 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're here with today's live sewing chat. We're just going to wait a couple minutes for people to come into the room. Going to pull you all up on my cell phone so I can read the chat as well.
Signed Sugar Novi partners are ready to cut a deal.
Okay. All right. Hey, at 7:51, we had Deborah Quilts. She says, hello, T and all T quilters. Quilt Gal says, hi, T and everyone from beautiful Maryland. Deborah Sims Brown says, hi, T and everyone from Maryland. Lizette Zaya says, hello, T and friends. Hope everyone had a great day. And Deborah's talking to Quilt Gal. Jennifer Mizards here says, hello from Alabama. Katrina says, hello, just listening, not feeling well. Hope you feel better. Maxie Doodle says, happy Saturday, Miss T and T Quilters. Mary says, howdy, y'all. Janice Miller retracted her message. Melissa LePage says, good evening, T and everyone. Debbie says, hi, T and everyone from South Carolina. And Inga Vabach, I don't know how you say your name, I'm sorry, says, hi, T and everyone from Virginia Beach. Stephanie of Memoirs of a Longworm Quilter says, hey, T and everyone, happy Saturday. Dolores Phelps says, hello, everyone, good to meet once again. Yes. Craft with Love says, greetings, T and all. Sandra Agger says, hello, T and T Quilters. Dismiss that. From very warm Bay Area, California. Janice Miller says, hello to all from hot San Diego. Glad to be here. Leetta Bryan says, hello, T and T Quilters. Slowing Down Joe says, hello, T and everyone. Judy says, hello, T and T Quilters. And Sandra's reminding people to hit the thumbs up. So thank you, Sandra. Appreciate that. I don't know. I feel like tired today. I don't know why. I've been just, I had some errands I had to run today. And then I've been quilting on a quilt, and in between all of that, I've been sort of kind of chilling. So I don't know why I'm so tired today. I got like a crook in my neck up here. It's a mess. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot to do. We got those blocks that I had sewn a couple weeks ago. So I'm going to continue working on that and then sewing those pieces together. I haven't even pressed the extra project that I'm working on. I did press the GE Designs blocks. Just want to get those done and put together. And it looks kind of strange because I have never made a quilt with just, these little 12 blocks put together for a 16 blocks for a 4x4 put together. So it looks kind of small, like I need to make more blocks, but I'm not committed to that yet. So we'll see how that goes. See who else is coming in. Jonah Crutchfield says hello from Colorado. Hello, Jonah. Sharon Lewis says hi, T and Quilters from Washington, D.C. Nice to see everyone. Vivian Cavey is here saying hi, T and everyone. And Mary is also reminding people to hit the thumbs up, please, and thanks. And Stephanie is saying, please thumbs up before you get involved in the chat and forget. Thank you. Sit that over there. I've just got some extra pieces here that I've got for chain piece and just some 2.5-inch squares. Got some pairs up here that I collected last time we were sewing. I got my daughter's dog again, got the grand dog. She's sitting here looking at me, especially when I'm talking because she thinks I'm talking to her. But hopefully she goes home tomorrow. I'm hoping by tomorrow night. My daughter's out of town and she gets in tomorrow night. I don't even know what time. I know it's probably going to be 8 o'clock or later. But I hope she come get a dog. uh, her dog's not a bad dog. It's just that she wants to be a lap dog. And I don't have time for stuff to sit in my lap. And then she just follows me around. And so I feel like I'm going to walk on her at times. So I look down and she's always right under my foot. So Teresa McCormick says, hello, Miss T and all. Wonderful to be with you. Beverly Aiken says, hi, T and T Quilters. Vanessa Brown, hello, T and Quilters. Wash your hands says, hello, everyone. Nice to be here and see everyone. Granddog, got that right. I think I put more money into this dog than she do. T, what kind of dog? It's like a Shih Tzu mix. She's mixed with something else, and my daughter told me when she was first born, but I can't remember what she's mixed with. And she's at least 10 years old now. She disappeared. My husband might be in the kitchen because she's fascinated with food. She loves food. My brother is here, says, hi, sis and everyone. I hope you all are staying safe and enjoying your day. Jean says, hi, everyone. Claudette Bettis says, hello, T and everyone. You probably got one that don't shed. This one sheds. I wish she had a dog that didn't shed. I brush her hair so that it's not laying all around my house. My daughter don't brush her hair. That's why I take her to the groomer every month to get her trimmed. So I don't have to worry about that every time she comes over. But I have to brush her when she's here for a long period of time so that the hair isn't everywhere. Angela Stringer says, hey, T and Quilters, I'm going to watch you on the big screen. Haven't figured out how to chat there, but I did hit the thumbs up on the TV. So thank you, Angela. Can we see her? That is when she comes back in the room. Yeah, because she's got to make sure she's not missing any, if you drop something, she's quick to get it. We have to sometimes go in her mouth and get stuff she shouldn't be eating. Like my husband dropped a grape. She snatched that grape up so fast and she runs to her bed. It's like we have to go after her to get stuff she shouldn't be eating. So, T, does your brother quilt too? Absolutely not. He's just here for the support. And Mary says, oh no, my Jackie is hyperallergenic. Yep. June Henson says, hi, T and everyone. The same with our dog last night. I saw your dog doesn't. I thought maybe you might have a breed that. I know some other mixes of Shih Tzus that they mix with certain breeds and then they don't shed, but not this one. If you don't brush her hair, it's gonna be everywhere. So, Sue is here. Hi, Sue. She says, good evening, T and teammates. In my opinion, Paige looks like a Shih Tzu and Maltese mix. You all don't know hair if you don't have German Shepherds, laughing out loud. Okay, because I can't remember what she's mixed with now. Why is this thing? See, remember I told you all I came in here before and this dumb thing was stitching backwards. It's doing that again, and I don't know why it's doing that when I first start. And I took it to the shop. It was not doing that before. I'm going to have to probably take it back because I'm not going to put up with that. It's still doing it. Just retarded. T. Roberts is here saying greetings all. They said he wasn't supposed to share. He was our daughter's Make-A-Wish dog. He's my chunky butt now. That's funny. Yeah, she hasn't come back yet, so he must be still in the kitchen. I heard him before. I don't hear anything now, but sometimes once he gets the food, yeah, I hear him. He's running water. So he's still there, but sometimes you get your plate and stuff and she'll follow you with your plate too. So but she'll be back. 2 hours is a long time for her not to be my shadow. And food alone is the only thing that prevents that from happening. So, let's see. What have we been doing since Tuesday? Oh, I was mostly dealing with stuff for new internet service. I now have fiber optic through AT&T. I forget what they call it, but that's basically what it is because it's laser. Oh, she came back. It's a laser line. They had to install a whole new phone line and everything. And when you have somebody scheduled to come to your house and you're thinking, oh, they'll be done in a couple hours at max, and it goes to 4 hours, and it's like, you ever want to kick repair people out of your house? It's like, I was so tired. It's like I just couldn't anymore. And then he would disappear, but I think he was in the truck doing something, trying to communicate with the equipment to the line. And it's like I'm asking my husband, like, where is he? Is he on lunch break or what? Because it's like I need a break. But I was so tired. So, but yeah, it just took like a good chunk of my day messing around with that in the middle of the day. So they give you a range of time. Call me 45 minutes before that range of time saying that they're on their way. And then they showed up about 10 minutes before that range of time was over. Okay. So it's kind of funny when that kind of stuff happens. Your whole day is just messed up. Does the machine have a button that does a lock stitch at the beginning and end of the seam? It does, but I don't have that set. But I don't have that set, but I'll check it at some point, make sure. That's a thanks for the suggestion. I have a crook in my neck, like right here, and it hurts. Goodness gracious. Cynthia says, good Saturday to all from Chicago. Hi, Cynthia Shade. Yeah, and that's the same thing what Craft with Love is saying. So I'll check it and make sure, because this is the second time that I've cut it on and it's done it. And I can't remember in the interim because I don't really sew in here unless I'm with you guys. And because I'm mostly been doing long arm work. I had cut my fan down on low before when I came in here. Let's see. Yeah, that's what Stephanie's saying. I'm wondering if they did set it when they were testing the machine. So I have to look, and I don't even feel like trying to figure that out right now because I have to go all into settings, and I got the machine on right now, so we'll see. Sheila Willis says, good evening. I guess T, I don't know. She says, good evening, 6 and Miss T. That's what it reads. Deborah says, you need a neck massage. Yes, I do. Deborah's at retreat giving people neck massages. She got a massager that's really good, a handheld one. Francis Jackson says, hi, T from Rainy, Michigan. Hello to you as well. Janet Macro says, good evening, T and Quilters. Hi, Janet. So, yeah. I don't know. I wasn't like not wanting to sew earlier today, but it's like I don't want to sew now. But you know, if we do everything we want to do or don't want to do, or don't do what we don't want to do, rather, you'll never get anything done, right? So 15 minutes of sewing over no sewing is some progress over no progress. It's like I haven't even been in this room since Tuesday. But I was doing so much, and I've been trying to get quilts quilted so I can get those back, because starting Monday I'll start prepping for the retreat that I'm going on the weekend, where I am the main speaker and I'm teaching a full day class all day Saturday. I'm going to be tired, but I got to go Friday. It starts on Friday. So yeah, it's going to be a lot. So I got about, let me see, about how many quilts am I taking, just guessing. It's going to be a lot, but I'm going to guess and say at least 30 quilts. And then I'm also doing a display. I'm doing the Things That Disappear lecture. And it's not just those disappearing quilts. It's other stuff too. It's not just the, you know, the half square triangle stuff. So, yeah. So I got to make sure I got my presentation board all set up and everything like that. Of course, I don't have any heat on. Let's see. Thanks, Stephanie. She's reminding people to hit the thumbs up button. Amelia Rubio's here. Says, good evening, Miss T and everyone. Hope y'all are having a wonderful Saturday. Craft says, T, I hope to have my blocks in the post tomorrow. A friend's supposed to come and help me because he thinks that my application are messed up and have to be fixed. He said I probably off something. I hope to have my blocks. I don't know which blocks you're talking about. I'm confused. I'm just gonna press this one way and press the other one the other way. Yes, that will be a busy week. And it's like, and that's what I was telling you all on Tuesday. It's going to be a pain in the butt for me to pull quilts out because I had my lecture set up for something else right before COVID last year. And then I never put those quilts up. I never took those out of my travel totes. And so that means I've got to put quilts up and pull other quilts out. And and then I've been making lots of quilts. I know I have made easily 30 quilts since COVID, somewhere around there. And so I've got that down there that's just sitting on top of the piles. And so now I've got to go and clean it all up. So that's why I'm not waiting till the last minute. I'm trying to make sure I start on Monday pulling the quilts out so I'm not stressed. And then also what I do, I haven't done my lecture in, I don't know, probably 2 years, this particular lecture. And so what I do is I go print the last time that I did it, and then I'll look and see if I want to switch any quilts out and replace them with other quilts that would also fit that category. So I also do stuff like that too. So anytime I go to a particular group, I know exactly what quilts I've shown them, because some gills will request my scrap quilt lecture over and over. And they say, it's okay if we see the same quilts. Well, it's not okay for me to show you the exact same quilts every time. So what I do is I show them the quilts that are staple. And then the other quilts that I put in there, I go ahead and substitute stuff out so that it's just a little bit different. So it's not exactly the same every time for those quilters who do remember what I said, you know. Some of my lectures, they say I give so much information that they don't mind hearing it 2 times or even 3 times. So. Thank you, Jean. She's also reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Sheila says, I guess my phone wants to type for me today. Yep. Judy Smith says, hi, T and all. Hi, Judy. Welcome. The 4-star generals we're doing. Oh, okay. She says, T, I hope to have my blocks post in the post tomorrow. Okay, so she's saying she's hoping she can get them uploaded, I guess, into the group. Okay. That's cool. And I was just thinking, I hope she's not talking about swap blocks. That's been so long ago. Everybody should have had those by now. Lizette says, great to pace yourself with prep for the lecture. Yes. A lot of people don't realize that when somebody comes to your group to give a lecture, especially somebody like me that has multiple lectures, and then people complain or want to complain about your price for your lecture, it's like I've worked 3 days at home before I even got to you. Plus I loaded all this crap in my car and I unloaded all by myself. I don't need any guild help. I have my own dolly, have my own quilt stands. So you need to just pay because it's not even worth it. We're still doing it for free. But yeah, I try not to do all of that, and I have a feeling I'm going to be exhausted after I'm doing all day because I haven't done that in a long time now. So you kind of get used to not doing that. The great thing about the class is I don't technically have to stand up the entire time. I just watch them sew. And that's where I'm trying to decide if I'm going to even take a sewing machine. But I think I might leave my sewing machine at home and not take a sewing machine. I normally sit up in my room all night and sew. But I'm almost thinking maybe that might be a time I just don't sew or take some hand work. I have a lot of quilts need some binding done, so maybe I'll just do binding. It's going to be boring, but maybe that's what I need to do. And not bring a sewing machine. T says your hair is gorgeous. Thank you. I took my twist out so I can wash it. That's another thing I gotta do as well. Gotta wash my hair before I go on this retreat. I'm just gonna twist it right back up. Hey, Paigey. Oh, all I gotta do is call your name. Did you find any food? Did you find any food? No. Let's see. You want to come up? Come on. Up. Up. Come on. You're a little worm. She's got eye tears. There you go. Look right there. Look. Look, Paigey. Look. Look, Paigey. She's like, I've never been up here before. Look at that. Look at the doggy. Look at the doggy. Who is that? Who is it? She likes going to the door to see who's at the door. If the doorbell rings, she goes crazy like she's going to attack somebody, and then all she do is want them to rub her. So, yeah. All right. You been on my quilt long enough? Where Ben been? Okay, you can't be all up under there. Back. She's by my foot pedal. Back. She's something else. Let me just put this right here for a minute. It probably won't stay. Because we need this one too. You could always take your featherweight, or possibly one of the guild members will bring an extra. Yeah, I think I'll just do binding. The thing with it is, it's not. I don't want, if I'm bringing a machine, then I got to bring project and all this other kind of stuff. And if I'm sewing in the room, the only thing I want to do is bring maybe a hand sewing kit and a hot light, because you know hotel rooms never have good lights. Sometimes I even would bring my own bulbs, but now they got all these different lights out. Sometimes these rooms don't have standard bulbs. So I think I'll just take hand stuff, take a hand sewing kit, put the thread colors I need to do binding, because I've been having quilts that needed binding since last year. It's ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. Some of them need labels. So what I'll do is I'll just do all the binding except for where it needs to be connected and where I have to put the label. So it'll be 2 spots on it that I can't sew. But getting ahead on some of that would be great too. And then I might could throw the quilt in the lecture and make it double usable too. Just show it as is. So I don't know. I'll figure that out when I get to the computer on Monday. I'll start with my list first. Hold on. Teresa Louise, I quilt too, says hello, T and friends. Hi, Teresa. I think I answered that question. Maxie Dildo asking how many quilts do you bring with you? It depends on the lecture, because I brought up to 50 quilts to a quilt guild, to a lecture. It just depends on the topic, but I have been trying to like cut down on the number of quilts I bring, because I am getting older and lifting all that stuff by myself is a pain in the butt sometimes. So I used to do like 5 of your standard size containers, and then I have the 6 container would be my any rulers and things that I'm demoing, showing you how I do stuff, or any books or anything like that. So any show and tell that I have to go with that lecture. I'm now using the large size tote, so I'm hoping that I can just put stuff in 3 totes. We'll see how that goes, because I bought those extra long big ones now. So I'm hoping that I can get more quilts and have to take less totes, but we'll see. And then by the time I take a piece of luggage from my clothing, and then another one, I'm hoping that in my clothing I can also put my sewing kit, my sewing kit, a hot light. I might have to bring an extension cord, because if I go down in the main sew area, and so I might need an extension cord for my light. And just keep it simple, what I'm taking for myself. And then I always take a bed quilt that I wrap up in. Well, it doesn't have to be a bed quilt. Anything that's twin size or larger, because I just sleep on half the bed. I never sleep with the hotel stuff. So basically that's all I'll be taking. And who cares what you look like on a quilting retreat, right? Craft with Love says, T, don't we supposed to post in the group on Facebook in making this quilt? I tried and couldn't get it posted to the group. That's why mine isn't posted. Yes. And you also have a folder for the respective month. There's a month that's got your October finishes. I don't know how I named it, but that's where you want to make sure you put your post in there too. And then you can also make a separate post, but make sure you put it in the one folder where we're going to be pulling for the drawings as well. So that's correct. I was just confused as to what blocks you were working on. When you saying the post, I thought you was talking about the mail system, the United States Postal Service. Oh, they're talking about the little doggy. Thank you guys that people are saying she's cute. June says, next Sunday I get my 3-year-old granddaughter and her puppy for 3 days. That will be different for me. I always watch her at her house, so we will have sleepovers. That's pretty cool. It's going to be a lot, though, with a 3-year-old and a puppy. But we will see, but she has toys here, so she should be okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. I think I pressed this. This is the bottom. This is the top. These are not really in any kind of order. I'm just basically putting this stuff together. I wish I was not so lazy and would make more blocks, but I don't want to do that. I wish it was bigger. I'll show it to you when it's done with the inside. It's just 48 inches square. But I'm like, I don't want to make any more of these blocks. If I haven't mentioned to you all before, I'm a technique junkie. And so I've done the technique, so I'm over it. Move on to the next technique. So I'll figure out some border to put on this to make it just a little bit bigger. And we're going to call this one done, I guess. Considering I started this in June and it's October and it still ain't done, this is ridiculous. And I did wait a little bit because I wanted to get the ruler. And I noticed when I piece these, some of my pieces line up perfect and some of them don't. When I cut with my home ruler, my regular square up ruler, I noticed that her ruler cut in a different spot than mine, the Stripology ruler. And so some of my intersections don't line up, but that's okay. That's okay. I wonder if Betsy had to go out of town for genealogy again. She hasn't popped in here yet. Now she's back sitting in the walkway. Kevin says, tardy for the party. Entertaining parents here. Hope everyone is well. Evening, Miss T and all Teaquilters. Hey, Kevin. I didn't think you were going to pop in at all. Maddie Barnum says, hello, T and everyone. I am late. And I do have people, if you've been emailing me about the fabric kits, I haven't even cut those yet. I still got a quilt on my long arm. I just started quilting it, so I'm only like on row 3 of 11. Well, 3 of 13 because I have the top and bottom that's extra. So it's going to take me a minute, and that's where I've been trying to quilt stuff, and that's where I normally cut my kits and stuff. So I haven't had the space to cut because my machine's going up and down it. I use the back of my long arm for everything. And I do notice that some people had orders in for the fabric acquisition shirts, and so I'll have to make those. But I'm not going to even promise making those until after I come back. So not next week coming up like Sunday, Monday, but the following week I'll start making that kind of stuff. So it's just going to be a little slight delay. I have a customer that was referred to me by somebody I used to work with, and I met her today to pick up 3 quilts. It's like everybody I meet, when people bring me their quilts, they bring them in pairs or 3s. I hardly ever get 1 quilt from a person. It's so funny. So I met her, and she surprised me and had the person that I had referred her to me with her. It was so good to see her. So I was there a lot longer than I intended. We were actually in the rain talking, because I was just so excited to see her. But I told her we're going to have to meet for lunch or something. And then I had to tell her that our favorite place to eat is it's no longer open for lunch due to staffing issues. So they only open for dinner. I never heard of restaurants starting opening at 4:45 p.m. That was weird. When I went past there Friday trying to eat there on my own and saw the notice. I was surprised. So oh, Betsy is here. When I said her name, ha ha. She says, wait a minute. Memoir says, T and all Bernina machine owners, what do you have your presser foot pressure set to? Girl, I don't know, whatever they put it on. I have never changed it, just on the regular setting. Betty says, when I post my 4-star general, is it supposed to be the 4 blocks or does it need to include the border too? I finally got the 4 blocks done this afternoon. Evening all, I'm late too. That is funny. In order to get into the drawing, you only have to have the 4 blocks. So yes, you can go ahead and upload that. So you might want to do 2 uploads. You might want to upload to the album. You can just say I got mine's done, and then you can talk about it by making a second upload where you just upload it to a regular post. And the reason I'm saying that is because I notice when people put their stuff in the album, it may not come up as an individual post. So you might want to do 2 posts if you really want people to see your stuff, just in case. That album is for Kevin and I, whoever is doing the drawing that month, to get the name. So we're not searching all of those posts trying to make sure that we got everybody included. If it's not in the folder, we're not going looking for it because it's overwhelming. And we really didn't realize that at first. So we're just trying to make it easier on ourselves. So every month we're going to put a folder up for the current month that people are supposed to be putting their photos into. And that's where we're going to pull for the drawings. And I don't know if we're going to do monthly drawings or if we're going to do quarterly drawings or what. We're trying to still decide that. So Bonita Nan says, hey, Miss T and everyone. Just got back from an online shop hop. Bonita been bad. Bonita been having fun. Kevin's picking on Teresa. We're going to put him in timeout. So y'all not late. We're still here and happy to see you. Yes, anytime you get here. Especially on a 2-hour live chat. Lord help me, so much to post. I don't think I know how to do any of it. That is why I got to get help. I'm always messing things up. No tech savvy. And you just got to get one of these young folks. Most of the time when you go into a group, it'll have a thing up there saying post. It comes up at the top of the group and it has a place and you click into it and then you can tell it if you want to type. You can start typing, or you can tell it, you click on the little photo icon and you tell it you want to upload a photo. So maybe that's something we might need to do, but I don't know how I'm going to show all of that inside of a video while I'm videoing, showing you on my phone what I'm doing, but we'll try to do something for you. Maybe that's something I can do real quick. Just upload any video, any photo in there and then take it out when I'm done. J. Mary Last One says, hello all. Long time no see. I have been busy. So glad I caught you tonight. So welcome back. Thank you so much for popping a comment in the chat box. Denise Patch 33 says, hello. Celia Swain says, hello everyone. T, my stomach is upset now talking about uploading. That's too funny. Maybe I need to do just a quick one on that. My mama says hi to you, T. Hi, mama. Mama Huffman. Deanna J says hi, T and Quilters. And Mary saying hi to Kevin's mama. Sue says, I asked for help in the forest store group and I got it immediately. It was like people were waiting to help someone. We've got Karen Notley in there and she's really doing a great job. When I see her comments, I don't even have to comment anymore because she's right on point, and she's got it to the point where I don't need to go in there and say anything and confuse people. So I just like her comment and I get right back out. So I'm appreciating Karen right now because I don't have time to answer these long involved questions. A lot of people are having difficulties with those, trying to figure out how she wants you to cut the border star, which is one of the reasons why we started the Facebook group, because the instructions, some of them could be explained a little better. I think it could have just been cut out of quarter square triangles. Me personally, I just have extra pieces. It's like I'd rather have extra pieces than go through all that work. So that's what I did. I have extra pieces. Trying to make sure I don't sew off the edge of this. All right. Thank you, Denise. She's reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Kevin says, my sweet mom is sitting here watching with me and she thinks she's on video chat with you all. She'll have to, she probably might be related to Eric Oda's mom. Oh, shut up. My heat wants to go out. Craft with Love, Stephanie is offering to help you. She's trying to figure out what's your Facebook name. Yeah, that's the thing too. We have different Facebook names than YouTube names, and people really don't know who such and such is when they come over onto the Facebook side. So got quite a few people that have a different handle on YouTube than they do on Facebook. Me being one of them. Oops, I forgot to cut this. Got my little leader here. I forgot to cut. Okay. And now I think I'm through. I just need to put a spacer on here at some point. I told you all that I'm into piece reduction and then I lose interest, right? So I had all the blocks, pieces. I get all the block pieces sewed. Then I sew all the blocks together and then it's like, okay, we're done. I don't care about borders. There are a couple quilts like the Cleopatra's thing. I have a lecture in next March. So I got a couple of quilts that I need to get done. The Guyleen Fitzgerald's pineapple things I never finished. Yeah, I need to do that. What else? At least I know I got those two I need to finish. For sure. So I'll be quilting. Well, no, I won't be quilting. I got to put borders on them. So it's a couple quilts I need to put borders on because I need to have them done. And if I don't get them done by the end of the year, I will get them done in January because that's when is it January? Yeah, January is the month that I take off YouTube for the most part. I only do lives, which I've been doing lives anyway, right? I got stuff I need to upload, but I haven't had time to edit. But I just got the new internet, so I need to test it and see. So I do need to edit something and see if it uploads any faster. Doesn't take all day to upload and produce a video. So let me press this last seam here that I've just sewn. See what this quilt looks like so far. That's only 48 inches square. It's so tiny. I'm not used to making quilts this small. But I keep telling myself, make stuff smaller, make stuff smaller. Everything doesn't have to be so big. Especially when I do lectures and I'm taking all these big quilts. It's like, you know, it takes up a lot of space. And then when I make something smaller, it's like, ooh, that's so little. One last press here. All right. I love the colors on this. I just wish I had made it bigger now because I do like it, but I'd say that about everything. So something's got to stay small. So we'll just put a border. We'll space it with this fabric right here. Put this on as a spacer. And maybe I'll go through and pull any other pieces out of this layer cake and just put like a piano key border on here or something just to use stuff up, because that's what I started this with. It was leftover layer cake pieces, and I wasn't committing to doing the project. I just wanted to do the technique. So I think that will be it for this for right now, unless I cut the border pieces. We'll see. I would have to find extra layer cake pieces too. Let's see where I stopped anyway. Oh, they sent me, Maddie saying, yes, the ladies are very helpful. I thank all of them. Yes. And Sue says, yes, I agree. Karen was great. Yes. A lot of people are telling Kevin's mom hello, and he's saying she's loving this. That's great. He says, y'all are so sweet. Thanks for the shout outs to my mama. Remo JS is here, says, good evening, Miss T and Quilters. Thumbs up. Thank you so much. Hope things are going better in your life, Miss Rose. Yes, I believe so. Memoirs of a Long-Arm Quilter. Michelle the Quilter says, hi, T from New York, Kevin and his mama. Yes. Hi, Michelle the Quilter. Sue says, I probably won't be around much on Wednesday's playoff game for our Cardinals. Yes, that's awesome. Remo says another family member passed, so we have 5 died and 15 still trying to recover. Please keep my husband, family in prayer, and thank you, everyone. So sorry you all are going through that, Remo. So yes, that's a lot. 15 still trying to recover. And Lizette says, baby quilt, yes. But we don't even have any right now, but you never know. You never know. I bought those fat quarters for baby quilt because I just wanted to do something simple for, I'm just going to be basically putting squares and rectangles together for that. And people are saying they're so sorry to Rose, so you all are so nice and kind. Very pretty, Miss T. Thank you, Denise. Pretty quilt from Rose. She says, Dad was admitted in hospital Thursday and released today. A lot of prayers to Remo from a lot of quilters. So, and she says, thank you. We truly need it. She's just thanking everybody. So you all are so kind. Thanks, Beverly and Maddie and Stephanie, saying the quilt's pretty. Craft with love. Real pretty. So I am saying thank you in advance. Just let me know how much is posted. It's too funny. Deborah says, hey, did you get my email for the 10 fat quarters? Yeah, I talked about that earlier too. It's like I've not done emails. I have not cut any of those fat quarters because I've been long arm quilting. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get to it this week or if I'm going to wait until like 2 Mondays from now. Not next week coming up, like Sunday, Monday. Tomorrow is Sunday that starts a week, not that week. If I say next week, you all think I'm talking about the week that starts Sunday tomorrow. I'm talking 2 weeks when I say next week. So when I come back from the quilt lecture and get that stuff put up, then I'll start working, say like maybe Wednesday or Thursday, I'll start working on getting those fat quarters cut from the bolt. So I need to do that. And it won't take me long once I get started. It's just a matter of I'm long arm quilting now. I got customers' quilts that I'm trying to get out before I go on retreat. And then had the nerve to pick up 3 more today. So, but I won't do hers. I'll just, I need the space so that I can sort out my quilts. I need that space so that I can also make t-shirts that I got ordered. So all of that stuff is going to happen in a couple weeks. It won't be anytime soon. But I did get your email. Helen Tadar says, Remo will keep you in our prayers. So thank you, Helen Helen Hirsch. And she says, can you believe it's October? Yeah, this is going fast. It's a lot. I can't remember what day now. Is it the 11th or the 14th? 11 years will be on YouTube. I think it's October 14th. Be 11 years on YouTube. I started on YouTube just to do line dancing videos, so I wasn't really serious about quilting. And then every once in a while, I do a quilting video for my quilt people that kept asking me like, what type of machine do you have? So I think that was one of my first videos. Also, how to do stack and whack, how to pick fabrics for stack and whack. Those were like my first videos on quilting on YouTube. Stephanie says, my local quilt shop is part of the All Carolina Shop Hop. I did some damage, real damage. I did get my fabric for the 4-star General. Revisited quilt, I'm working with jewel tone colors, so that's going to be pretty cool. Deborah says, Remo, you and your family are in my prayers. Kevin says, yes, Stephanie, you know Miss T and I love a shop hop. That's right. Okay, so I got that part done, so I'm going to go back to stitching on these. I didn't even press the other ones because I'm on row 10 of 21. Row 1 and 21 only has one piece. So, but it takes a little time to, you start with a row and then you're trying to make sure you keep everything in that row. And I didn't label each piece, so I'm trying to keep track of it as I'm going as well. So, happy YouTube anniversary. Thank you, Stephanie. I'm not doing anything special. I think last year that's when I gave out the quilt that I had made for my 10-year anniversary. So I don't think I'm doing anything. So I just noticed when I went on there, I was trying to see how many subscribers I had. I noticed that it was there. I said, woo, that year went by fast. Spend some time is moving. And, 2020 wasn't necessarily a bad year for me. But 2021 has been a bad year. So it's just a lot been going on in 2021. And I'm kind of exhausted by 2021. So it's a lot going on. So, and then I have to lay some of these pieces out before I start sewing them together. Because I probably need to make sure I haven't flipped anything before I start sewing this into rows. This is a diagonally set quilt. Might want to make sure, do a double check. Thank you, Michelle. She says happy anniversary. Wow. Yep, time goes fast when you're having fun. And I still didn't bring the book in here for this quilt either. I may have to dip out and go get that. And it's just my 4-star generals book. Yeah, I may have to go get that because what did I do with the extra? Oh, they're up there. It's like, what did I do with the extra 2-inch squares? Because I'm going to run out of those if I'm starting to use them. I brought these in here so I wouldn't confuse my pieces too much. Just drop my wood press. Trying to put stuff back in the stack right so I don't mess it up too bad. Because I won't break the thread. All right, so now we put these on. Thank you, Denise. She's reminding people to hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate that. I guess I'm going to have to email Mario because we haven't heard from him in a while. It's been at least a week that he hasn't been in chat, so at least a week and a half, just to make sure everything's okay. And Tiffany just needs a break. She's here all the time. So hopefully she's doing okay, though. This dog has laid down here and fallen asleep and got the nerve to be snoring. Okay. So this is the last one. So I'll put this on here and get that done. And while we're here on Saturday night too, there will not be a live chat next Saturday because that's the day I'm actually doing the full day workshop. And after that full day workshop is when they have the dinner, the fancy dinner. I say fancy, we don't have to dress fancy, but it's like, plated dinner. Food's really good there, or it was in the past. And then right after dinner is when I do the lecture. So about 7:30 with a full belly, they want me to do a lecture. It's kind of like you get what you get. I'll make sure I bring notes. I may have to read. When I eat after a long day, all I want to do is go to sleep. And I know I have not been eating, like I've been really watching my portions and stuff, but when they bring you a plated dinner, it's like you just eat everything they bring out. Let's see, I can cut that part. So that's another row done. They talking about fabric sales, Kevin and Stephanie. T, it's amazing how you keep everything in order when you're sewing and putting things together. well, I had to lay these out because I knew that if I sat here in front of you guys that I would mess this up. So I was trying to find my container I had brought in here last week. Yeah, I don't even know what I did with the other clip from this row. I guess I clipped it up there. Okay. So yeah, I try to stay organized because it can be a mess. So I think on the next I might have one more row I can sew after this. So 2 more rows I may have to go get my book. We'll see. And I shouldn't even been sewing on this project here, but it was like another one of those things where I spent my money in Iowa and I'm trying to I bought the pattern in Iowa and then I ended up buying fabric from the shop later because I just couldn't think to buy anything when I was there at a couple of the shops. So I was trying to make up. So then it was like, well, you bought it, you need to use it. So it'll be interesting to see what this looks like when it's done. The sewing machine sewing put your granddogs to sleep. Yep. Well, just probably bored, but like I said, she hangs out with me more than my husband. She's only with him if it's about some food. But she knows that I'm the one. Now he feeds her breakfast because he gets up early and I don't. So that prevents me from having to get up early. So he does get her breakfast ready, get her fresh bowl of water for the day. But after that, she kind of hangs with me. I'm the one that gives her her treats, feeds her her other meals. So make sure she gets her dinner sticks and stuff like that. So I'm the one that's got the goodies. And I better quit saying words because she'll be waking up looking at me all crazy if I say particular words. But fascinated with food here. Hi, Barbara Polk. Jean says, good night, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Good night, Jean. Thank you so much for popping in. So I got 3 more quilts today. And one of the quilts has birds, which was so ironic that I just showed you all bird blocks that I got from the lady last week. No, on Tuesday. Whenever I showed you all the antique stuff, whatever day that was, the antique quilts. I told you all about I had some that I had colored. Well, she got some that somebody, I think these are painted, and she had tied them. I think originally sometimes we're not wanting to spend money on longworm quilting, and these were her quilts, and she was thinking, oh, I'll just go ahead and tie it. And so she tied it, and then she didn't like it. And so she sent me an email asking me if I quilted it, did she have to take it apart? I said, yes, you will, because my system is totally different than you laying something out and it'll pucker. If you don't want it to pucker, I recommend you taking those ties out. I can't put that onto my quilt frame like that and not guarantee any puckers. So she ended up taking it apart. And it's so funny because she did 3 or 4 quilts last year that she did for family. And she paid me to quilt their quilts, and then when it come to her stuff, she's now gonna skimp on her own stuff. And then she says, I had to tell myself that these are my quilts this time, and they deserve to be pretty too. So she ended up bringing me 3 quilts that she's keeping this time. So yeah, sometimes we do more for other people than we're willing to do for ourselves sometimes. Darcy Savali says, hi, T and all quilters. I am late. Make sure you give T a thumbs up. Well, thank you, Darcy, and welcome. Jean's giving her thumbs up on the way out. Patricia Carlucio says, hey, T and everyone. Hello to you. Isn't it funny how dogs know who gives the good food? Yes. And she just comes. She's really quiet because she doesn't bark unless somebody's at the door, if the doorbell rings or something like that, or if she's just playing. But she doesn't bark otherwise. And so she'll just come in quietly. I don't even know she's there. And then I look over and it's like you got these big old eyeballs just staring at you like, hello, did you forget about me? Just staring me down like, give me some food. Now she'll chirp. She'll do like one of those little chirp barks if you haven't taken her out to go potty. But I just take her out anyway earlier before she even needs to ask me, because I try to get her out there to get some exercise so I can wear her out. And then maybe I can go do some quilting or something without her being on my back of my shoes. I feel bad if I step on her. I don't want to hurt her. So I'm out of squares. I just pulled out some. I've sold all of them. Well, I guess I could sew them into pairs. I can wait. Let's see. I was getting these because I wanted to take it off. So yes. Clip that one, put that on the bottom. Trying to make sure I haven't missed anything. Rhonda Barlow says hello, T and everyone. Hi, Rhonda. Our Benson knows who to go to for whatever he wants. Yep. Pritch Seam says, good evening, T Quilters. Just got back from a college football game. Now it's time to enjoy the evening. And thinking of college football game, our team, Mizzou, lost. My husband was not happy. He came up to they in the first half, and they were losing like 45-10 or some crazy number. He was disgusted. Quilty Graham says, hi, T and everyone. Fritz Seam says, T, love your hair. Thank you. Every once in a while, I let it down. My hair is so much easier for me if I just keep it up. Every once in a while, I'll succumb. My hair loves humidity, so it's raining, and it's my husband said it's slated to rain all weekend. So yeah, I'm not really happy about that. So I took it down, so I'm gonna wash it anyway. So this is the end. then these two can go together. So I guess I can put those down, put that up. And then this row is done. I almost don't like quilts where pieces got a particular spot and they're just rectangles and squares for the most part. But they need to be in a particular position. So I can't just like shoot stuff through a whole lot of it at one time. I have to keep it straight. But I think I'm going to like this when it's done. I want to do this because I want to do something else with this pattern, and I'm hoping it'll work out. So I said, girl, at least follow the pattern one time. See if it's going to work first. Let's see. And Barbara's saying the French seams. I was just thinking that about my hair. So thank you, Barbara, as well. Sue says, good night. Work tomorrow. Sweet dreams. Good night, Sue. Thank you so much for popping in. Nancy Gus says, hi, TNT Quilters. Hi, Nancy. Good night to Francis as well. Maria Quarterman says, hello, everyone. Lost track of time. I'm working on my second t-shirt quilt. That's awesome. J. Mary, last one. T, where are you? I forgot. It is still hot here in Arkansas. No hot left now, Law, but I am so tired of summer. I am in St. Louis area. St. Louis, Missouri. Diane 57 says, sorry I'm late. Hi, Diane. Welcome. That's pretty too. What are you working on now? I'll tell you later. Trying not to bug Kevin with his. I don't know how Kevin keep up with all this stuff. It's a pattern by Erica Jackman. I talked about this a couple weeks ago. It's somebody's name. That's why I can't remember it, because it's named just like they use people names. I'll give it to you in a little bit. T, is your hubby into sports like you are in the quilting? My hubby's favorite hobby is cars. Yes. My husband likes just about all sports. He doesn't do a whole lot with soccer or golf, but football, basketball. He loves women basketball, college basketball better than he does any other basketball. He said they hustle better. He actually bowls himself. He likes bowling. We both used to bowl. I quit bowling. What else? It's his favorite. I'm trying to think. Mostly baseball, football. I don't know if he's really into hockey either. I think he might like soccer more than he do hockey. I went to a hockey game once, had very excellent seat. I was right behind the goal post. And you talk about somebody was scared out their head. I couldn't even enjoy that game. I had excellent seats and couldn't even enjoy it because they were scaring the crap out of me. But he loves sports. Hi, Debbie Huey. Dora Camarina says, I wish we could get rain in California. I love rain. Hello, everyone. Helena Marie Carter says, hello, T and Quilters. Hi, Helena. Diane says, I got my first block cut to make tonight. That's pretty cool. And Maddie says, T, do you use the 1/4 inch foot? Yes, I use the 1/4 inch foot on the Bernina. There's like 5 or 6 different ones. I got about 3 or 4 of them because I inherited all of my 1/4 inch feet when I purchased this. I'm using the 97D foot, which is the newest 1/4 inch foot. And I'm also, the D is also when you have to put your, I'm blocking tonight. You have to put this controller on the foot. It kind of helps feeds the fabric evenly. And I do know what it's called, but I just can't recall it right now. I'm having some issues. Lisa Peck says, thanks for the evening. Time for sleep. Good night, Miss T and everyone. Sweet dreams. Good night, Lisa. Thank you so much for popping in. And Diane says, my hubby likes all rough sports, football, baseball, basketball, etc. I don't know if I even said baseball, but he does like baseball. He was so happy with them Cardinals. Tillis8 says, hello, finally caught you live. Hello, welcome to the live chat. Appreciate you popping a comment in here. Says, I'm going to have to start this video from the beginning. Just kind of been sitting here just sewing in chat. That's what we do on Saturdays. So it's kind of informal sewing chat. I'm not doing any teaching. I just pick a project that I'm working on and I just sew on it. This is a 4-pay pattern, so I'm not giving out any cut instructions or anything like that. So we're just chatting, having fun, talking about different things. Some of it could be quilt related topics. Some of it is not. We're just here having fun. Another row done. I got all my rows labeled, so I'm not worried about keeping them in order. I'm on row number 12 right now. Of 21, I think. So my rows should be getting shorter. Hopefully. This should be the turning point for sure. And these beautiful fabrics are all Tula pinks. And I just wanted to make something with them. Dual feed. That's probably what the D is for, Stephanie. Denise Sopatch says, good night. Good night, Denise. Thank you so much for popping in. Diane says, how much quilt juice have you had tonight? I haven't even had any water. Maybe that'll help. My neck is just a royal mess right now. I may have to see Deborah tomorrow. I have a crook in my neck right here, and it hurts so bad. I can press on it and feel the pressure point. Hi, Lynette Williams. Do you like your sewing machine? I bought a Singer Confidence, and if I had got to try it out before I bought it, I would have picked another machine. Such is life. I wouldn't recommend anybody at this point buy a Singer. Although I own about 5 of them. Singers are just not what they used to be. They've been bought out by bigger brands. Well, Singer was your biggest brand, and then, you know, to me, Singer lost the market when they didn't have the right technology people on their team, in my opinion. So other companies came out with fancier machine embroidery. They have machine embroidered computers, but the software wasn't up to par with the other companies. And I think that's where they kind of lost the market. So then they start selling Singer, and it's been sold about 3 or 4 times now. It's now owned, last I heard, by Husqvarna and Foth. Viking, those are all owned by the same people. And so they don't even push it. When you go into their shops, you don't even see that stuff in the shop. You have to ask for Singer. It's always in the back. um, so that's my interpretation of Singer. I don't think that they've got people who own it or really into it. They're just pushing out models just to keep the Singer name out there. But they're, even when you want to get your machine serviced, they got machines that other shops won't even service in your area. You got to mail them somewhere to get them serviced, and that makes absolutely no sense. So you mostly just pitch the machines. So I personally don't recommend buying Singer. I actually love Singer. That's what I grew up on. My first machine actually was a Kenmore, and I still have it, and I loved it. But I went to Singer after that. I bought 2 Singers. One was just had decorative stitches, a lot of decorative stitches, but it was computerized. You could program in alphabets and things like that. And then I had the second one, which did machine embroidery in a hoop. So I like that. I also have, so that's 2. I have the Singer heavy duty sewing machine, which is the last great machine, in my opinion, that they made, the Singer heavy duty. And then I bought the Singer 9960, which sewed backwards for a while, but has been sewing correct recently. But I'd say for about 6 months, it was sewing backwards. So I put it up for about a year, pulled it back out, and it seemed like it corrected itself. I never took it to a shop. And I even let this lady borrow it, somebody that was sewing on it every day, to see if it would happen again. It never happened. So that's 4 Singers right there. Then I have a featherweight, so that's 5. So I have, and then I have a Singer treadle. So I have actually 6 Singer machines. So I'm somebody that have 6 machines of Singer, and I'm telling you in 2021 that I wouldn't buy a Singer today. So just my opinion. And I know it's way too late. And I know it's way too late for you to do anything about it now, but you know, that's just, we have to learn from our experiences at this point. So, so sorry that you are experiencing that though. And the problem is most times you can't take it back. So let me see. I can't remember who even posted that question. Oh, J. Mary last one, yeah. So I'm so sorry you're going through that experience. So Tillis8 says, next time I'm going to sew while you're sewing. I miss having a sewing friend. That's funny. Yes, and I encourage people to like get your projects and stuff, and then every once in a while just pop something in here to let me know I'm not by myself. Yes, Tillis, having a sewing buddy is fun. Yes. Diane says, how far have you gotten on the general? I'm sewing 1 block a month. I have not done anything else with the 4-star general. That's the goal. I know other people are moving ahead going into the next month. I'm not answering any questions about future months. So if you are working ahead, you're kind of on your own. I don't want to stress out the beginners. I don't want people to, because some people have made their blocks and other people have not. Some people are just now getting their patterns. So I don't want to be stressing people out by going to a second block. So when October 3rd, the 3rd Saturday in October, whatever date that is, I will be working on my second block just like clockwork, and that will be for the November block I'll work on, because Kevin and I are going to be live sewing on the 3rd for the next month. So I'm not ahead on it. Guess Denise said goodnight. I don't know if I said goodnight to Denise so past 33. I can't remember now. Remo says, if you purchase from Joann's fabric, you can return it. And that, because well, you can if you bought it from the actual store, I guess you can. It depends, because, you know, and I get confused when people start talking about Joann, because they have the Viking dealers in there, and they're the same people that own the Singers. So I don't know if you bought it from the people that have the sewing machine department that sells the fancy machines too, or if you bought it from actual Joann's. So it depends on who you paid your money to. Vivian says good night. Good night, Vivian. Thank you for popping in. Diane says always try before you buy. Yeah. And I bought my 99.60 from Amazon because the reviews people had on it saying it was great. And I think when I bought it at the time, I had two of my singers was giving me some trouble, and those are the ones that I like to piece on because I had always liked their 1/4 inch piecing. But by the time I got it, I had already started using my baby lock, Elagio, and then I decided, okay, I like its 1/4 inch too, so it was no big deal. But I had already bought the machine, so I just kept it. And then when I pulled it out and started using it, doing the test stuff on it, and this joker started sewing backwards, I was like, what the heck is going on? And it was not no reverse eating, no button making it doing it either. No setting, because it didn't have that type of setting. But yeah, that was the only time I ever bought a sewing machine without sewing on it. Darcy says we need more thumbs up. 108 people, only 65. If you haven't done it already, make sure you do. Thank you, Darcy. Remo says, you are so right, Miss T. Tilla says, I learned to sew on Berninas, so that's why I have Berninas. Yes. Memoir says, tell them, Darcy. Amen to that about singer. The singer confidence will not sew backwards unless you are already sewing. In other words, you have to start sewing before you can hit to sew backwards button. Now, see, that's even crazy. Now, I got one over here. I'm trying to sew forward. I'm sewing forward, and then it just stops and go backwards. And she wants to do a reverse stitch before she starts, because I sometimes will put my needle down where I want to start and then back up and start. And she's saying it won't even do that. Now, that would drive me nuts, because I think anytime you hit the reverse, it should go back. Shouldn't have to be unless you already have started. So that's kind of crazy. Lynette says, I have a Singer EM200 embroidery machine. I wish I researched it first. In the market for another. Yes. I bought, and I had their XL 1000, and then they came out with the 5000 and the 6000, and they still had bad software. It was that PSW ware. And I never did like that software. It was very difficult to learn. It didn't even use basic Windows functions and stuff. Anytime a software, knowing that Windows is going to run your software and you don't even have the same basic functions as Windows, that's a problem. So yeah, it was once you learned it, which I did, but if you didn't use it for like 2 weeks, you forgot everything because it was not something that you understood. I always had to have the book when I was trying to digitize stuff. So I didn't like it. The real old singers are really good. Member says, I love my Bernina, but I hate how much you have to oil it. Yeah, that's the only thing I dislike. Well, that's not the only thing. That's one of the major things that I dislike about this. I could have my baby lock and be sewing for a week before it need oil. I oil it whenever I change my bobbin. So if I didn't sew for a week, I could just come in here and sew. Every time I come in here, I got to put oil on this Bernina before I sew, even if it's, yesterday or tomorrow. And then you need to put a drop like every 2 hours of sewing. So you need a lot of oil for the Bernina. And not that it takes a lot of oil, it just needs to be oiled, because a drop or two of oil is not a lot of oil, but you are constantly oiling. Do you have the one with the disc? No, I don't have the Singer with the disc. I do have an old Singer. I do have another Singer. I actually have 7. And I got technically 8 because remember I bought the machine. I forget what they call it because I haven't used it since I bought it. It was one of the older ones, and it kind of looks kind of like Spaceship is like. And it's got a name that's very similar, a nickname that's very similar, but I'm blocking that. And it does have little cams that go in it. But I know what you're talking about. I don't have that Singer. My friend had that Singer, and it actually got stolen. She was in the military, and when they was sending her stuff back, somebody actually stole her machine that had the cam. So I do know what you're talking about, but this is not those type of cams. This one has cams, but it's not the model you're talking about. But yes, Helen says, just traded up from an old singer that could barely hold the tension and had no ability to sew a lot of layers. Bought a Juki, and what a difference. Love the needle ending in the down position. Yes, I love having my needle end in the down position. I do that on my long arm too. I have to watch that when I went to computerization, because if you have your needle in a down position and the machine go to move, you could tear up your quilt. So I had to stop putting my needle down on that. So, but I love having my needle stop in the down position. Tilla says, I'm sorry you're having trouble with your machine. Alice Oldham is here saying, good evening, Miss T and Quilters. T says, grew up with Singer, sewing on one now, used for straight stitching. Probably the last of all metal model. Yes. Actually, Joann's, and you have to pay the $25 restock fee. So she's talking about from Joann's. See, here in St. Louis, I don't know if all of them do that, but we have Husqvarna in our Joann stores here in St. Louis, and I say the metropolitan St. Louis area, and that also includes some Illinois towns. And I don't know how far this guy, they're all owned here by one person, and he just has staff that he has in these particular stores. But you ain't returning them there, I can tell you that. She says, I'm one of those stressing. Background fabric lost in mail. Also, those tiny squares are frightening. I think if you've never made a 1-inch finish half square triangle, that's the smallest size you're making. And so I think that could be a little bit intimidating, but it's also, to me, refreshing. It's enough that you can hold on to it, but it's also a challenge. And when you get it done, you're going to be so proud of yourself. I think if you know, like I said before we even started, you must know your 1/4 inch seam. So make sure you check your 1/4 inch seam. Memoirs, Rhonda's, oh, she's talking to Memoirs. Diane says, get a Janome or Juki, the heavyweight Singer manual gray machine. T says, my first fancy Singer used cams for decorative stitches. And this one has cams, and it's in the closet, and I can't get to the closet without moving the baskets and stuff out. So I'm not going to even attempt to even think about it, okay? But yeah, that's the only one that I have cams, and that was the one where I went and bought the machine this year, because when I bought mine, my neck is still hurting. When I bought mine, the lady only gave me one cam, and she says, do you want she asked me if I wanted the zigzag or some other cam, and since she was only going to give me the one cam, I said, well, just give me the zigzag. And so now I have since found somebody that was selling the cams with the machine. I think it was like $85 or $100. I can't remember. But when I went looking up the cams to buy the cams was like over $15 a piece. So it was just cheaper for me to buy the whole kit this lady had and just pay her for that. And then she had other parts that I didn't have as well. So I ended up getting everything for whatever it was, just say $100. And because I was to the point where I was going to order it from somebody online that collected old parts that had it. So I didn't have to buy each piece individually. And now I got everything for the machine that came with it. Go away, Kevin. Hold on. Okay, and then Rhonda says, I have not seen a machine shop in the Joann's in Georgia. So maybe that's something that's for for us. And so that's why every time somebody say that they bought a machine at Joann's, I'm always asking, did you buy it from Joann's or did you buy it from the machine shop? So that must be something that's just local here. Thanks for clarifying that, Rhonda. Deborah says, I upgraded from a Brothers to a Baby Lock Presto 2 and I love it. Yeah. And I've had 2 of the Baby Locks. And I would buy a Baby Lock again, except that I'm not in the market for spending a whole lot of money on a machine right now. If I had to buy another machine, I wouldn't mind buying another Baby Lock. I have enjoyed my Baby Lock journey. My Baby Locks have been very low maintenance. I take my machine in out of guilt because it's like nothing has made me take it in. I know on my singers, I was always having to take in because of needle threaders. I was always having to replace my plates. I sew a lot. I put machines through the workout, especially when I was younger, when I was working. It was like it was my stress reliever. So I was in here head down sewing all kinds of stuff on these machines. So I put machines to the test too. But my Baby Locks, I haven't had to replace not a one press foot plate cover. I haven't had to replace not a one needle threader. None of that kind of stuff I have not had to replace on there. I have broken some parts on here already. I broke the door. I was trying to change my bobbin without taking off this, and I went and opened the door, pulled it open, and the door broke. Okay, the little plastic hinges that lock in the door when it opens and closes, those broke. And when that break, you got to replace the entire door. So yeah, bad design. So yeah, let me take your. Oh, wait a minute. This is Kevin. He's bothering me. He says, "You want me to take your mind off that neck of yours?" He just mad. Kevin was having some pain somewhere. I'll go ahead and tell this story. We were in the car coming back from the Illinois shop hop. Kevin was having some pain. I think it was in his hand or something. And I go, "You want me to take your mind off that there hand?" And he goes, "Yes." Now, I don't know if any of you all have seen Major Payne movie. And it starts out with they in war. And the guy got shot somewhere, and Major Payne asked him, "You want me to take your mind off that there hand?" or whatever it was that got shot. And the guy go, "Yeah." And then he broke his arm or some stuff. You know, whatever he did. I can't remember the details, but I know something happened. So when Kevin said yes, I pinched him. And he goes, "Ouch, you pinched me." I say, "See, I took your mind off that there hand." So he's still mad at me about that. Beverly Aiken says, "Good night, everyone. Be blessed." Good night, Beverly. That's 5 minutes ago. I'm sure she's gone. But Beth Collins says, if it was an old machine and he plugged it in wrong spot on the block, then it was so backwards, laughing out loud. Kevin says, "My mama likes your machine. She says it's a lot different than the ones I sew on." Yeah, Kevin's, it's mostly, he does all antique machines. I have antique machines. I'm just not using them. I need to start using them. I was collecting older machines so I could use for people to borrow if they were flew in and didn't have their own machines for retreats and stuff. But we haven't had any retreats. So it's like, okay, I bought a couple machines and they're just, you know, they're dust busters or something. They're just holding dust. Remo saying they have them in their superstores. Lizette Zaya says, "In my area, depends on the Joann's location." Remo says, "I wore out the feed dogs and plates." I never did. I have never had to have feed dogs replaced. So you're something else, girl. Tilla says, "I had just started sewing on my Christmas Bernina B325, and it's so delicate that I broke the needle threader." Yep. Major Payne. That's Quilty Graham. Yep. Yep, I remember Major Payne. Ha ha ha. That's Barbara Polk. Mary says, our Joann's just leases to Viking Sewing Machine Company. Yes, and it's the same company, and maybe, because I think it started here long time ago, because he's been in the stores for a long time, and maybe they just stuck with that company once they got a particular company, but then like some people say they're not in all the stores, but maybe in the superstores. But here we got one, I think we got 3 stores that they're in here. I think it's 3. St. Charles or St. Peter's, I guess, Fairview Heights, and Edwardsville that I'm aware of. And Diane says, yep, I saw that movie. Kevin goes, she sure did, laughing out loud. Yep, he's still mad to this day about that. That was last year. He needs to get over it. Deborah Holloway says, I remember Major Payne. I love that movie. Me too. I told Kevin that when I first saw that movie, and when it first came on, I was laughing. And then all of a sudden, I was like, at 5 minutes, because I was constantly laughing. I go, this is going to get real stupid, and it's not going to be funny anymore. But I actually laughed from the start of that movie to the end of that movie. It was so good. And my favorite was the kid that was scared of ghosts. And Major Payne fixed it for him. It was too funny. Mary says, T, have you ever made a no batting quilt? I made several of them. I love them. Here, we don't need a thick quilt. Throwing 2 no batting quilts on the bed makes for easier washing day. Yes, I have made no batting quilts, but I have not made them for myself. I actually had a customer where I had made 5 quilts from her brother's clothing. He died. I don't know how. He died, and she wanted quilts for her siblings and her mom and dad. So I made 5 quilts, and they didn't want batting in them. It was just clothing on the front and then muslin on the back. So I have done it, and I actually love the weight of those quilts. But I quilted them densely, like not like super dense, but I put a nice quilt in them. Quilting distance in them so that they would hold up very well because it was clothing. So, but yeah, I actually love those quilts, but I've never done that for myself yet. Stephanie laughing at you, Kevin. Ha ha. She says, that is funny. Laughing out loud, you two are a mess, T and Kevin, from Diane. Yes, I have seen that movie, and you shouldn't tell him nothing hurts. You shouldn't tell him nothing hurts, laughing out loud. Yeah, he's always trying to help me now, but see, I know better. He didn't even know. I thought he had seen the movie. Everybody in my life that I have walked up to that's been in pain, and I go, do you want me to take your mind out that their pain? If you ask just like that, they go, no, everybody knows that movie. Kevin had never seen the movie. Next time we go somewhere, I'm going to have to see if I got that movie where I can put it on a disc or something so I can take an external disc drive next time we have a trip so he can see Major Payne, because it is hilarious. And Mary's laughing at him. Tilla says, I first saw that when I was in the field in Osan. I bought it for my son when he was a baby. We would always watch Major Payne together just because. Yes. Kevin says, Mary, I just made one this summer out of recycled men's shirts, and I love the weight of it. So he's talking about the quilt with no batting. Darcy says, I don't like our Joann's anymore. They used to be Joann fabrics. Now they've just changed to Joann's, and they only have about 1/4 of the fabric. It's better to order than to buy. Now that's sad. For AccuQuilt dies, are the Go dies the same as the Go Big dies? They are currently 25% off. If Go dies and Go Big dies only fit in the Go Big machine. So make sure you have a Go Big machine if you're buying the larger dies. Anytime dies are on sale and it says Go dies, they meaning all Go dies, not just the Go Big dies. She says, put them in the cart, but the discount didn't apply. I have to look it up. Sometimes, like, You know, AccuQuilt on the days, they have like their shows on YouTube and Facebook. They have special codes. But today shouldn't have been any special code. So just email me and I can tell you what the code is on the day that you're emailing me. So just email me and I can check it and let you know. Because I can't remember them. They send me like 2 or 3 emails a month. They might do a week at a time. They might do a half a month. It just depends on how they got their organization going on inside. Tech illiterate and movie illiterate. That's Kevin. And Deborah says, I'm going to watch it tonight. She's going to watch Major Payne. That's cool. I got to go check. I have not watched Homemade Movie in a long time. I was watching some stuff I had gotten from Deborah, and I haven't even watched it because I've been on Netflix watching stuff. I did get to watch, you all recommended a movie, and I don't forget it because I don't even have the list in here anymore. Trying to make sure. Oh, that's my... You all recommended something and I watched it. It was just a movie and it was so good. And now I can't even remember what it was because it's been a couple weeks ago that you all recommended it and I watched one of them right away. It was really good. And then I started watching Dr. Somebody. I don't forgot that movie name. But I get to watching stuff and then I binge watch all the seasons and then it's like, okay, what's next? But the one that you all told me, oh, it was the cheerleader one, Palms. It was just a movie on Netflix called Palms. That was really good with the seniors. That was cute. Gold eyes are bigger. June says, Kevin, you will love that movie and you will laugh all the way through it. Yes, he will. Kevin said, laughing out loud. Well, maybe T would show me that movie one day, laughing out loud. Yep, because I loved it so well. I know I bought it on VHS, but I do have a machine that will take it from VHS and put it on a DVD. And then you just have to have an external thing if you don't have that in your house anymore. You can put it into a computer or something or a laptop. Marsha Jones says, hi. Room first time in, but always watching on big TV. Hi, welcome. And she says from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So that's awesome. and Mary says, all this sewing talk and I'm sitting here crocheting. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. I do a little bit of crocheting. I'm not fancy with it, but I do a little bit. Sheila says code for 25 off is October 25. Welcome to the channel, Marcia from Philly. That's what we do here. People tend to welcome the new ones here. Thank you, Jennifer. It's Dr. Forrester. I think Jennifer and I are kindred sisters because most of the time I mention something on Netflix that I'm watching or have watched, she's either watching it or has watched it. And we tend to like the same stuff, so that's pretty cool. The only thing I've watched on Netflix that I didn't like, and it's been so long ago because I stopped watching it. I started the season, but it was about these moms that they started being criminals where they hooked up with a drug dealer that had them, a person that was money laundering. And so then they were money laundering money, transporting money, going to Canada, made a car trip, and then her husband had a car dealership. I can't remember the name of it. And I just didn't like it. I just felt like it wasn't realistic, that there is no way that 3 house moms are going to be pulling off all of this crime and not getting caught. You know, they don't even know what they're doing. So I stopped watching that. I didn't like that one. But it might have ended great and been good or got better, but I just stopped. I watched quite a few episodes too, and I just said I can't do it. And hold on, let me see what Jennifer's saying about this next movie here. She says, I watched Clickbait after you talked about it. It was so good. Now I think that was the other one that they recommended because I haven't watched it yet. that's the next one that I'm going to be watching. I just got through with Dr. Forrester. And then I watched the Palms because it was just one thing. But Clickbait is next. So she's saying she liked that. Oh, Deborah says Major Payne is on Netflix. Well, I may have to go watch it right away. Kevin's got to wait. I don't know if he's got Netflix. I have to look that up. And Diane's eating a late dinner, and Marcia says, thank you. I don't know if her name, some people pronounce your name Marcia, and then some people say it's Marcia. So I had somebody at my job had me pronounce it Marcia. So when I see that name, I want to automatically say Marcia, but most people, I know it's common to say Marcia. Tilla says, I just found MacGyver, the new one. Now I can't turn off the TV off. If I watch it in one day, I won't have anything to watch on TV. But that's what I tend to do. I stay up all night watching the whole darn series. And then it's like, okay, now it's over. Now what? And Jennifer says, yes, ma'am, sweet sis. Yes. Good girls. That's exactly it, Rose. Good girls. I just can't believe that they could get away with all of that. So when it starts being too unrealistic, then I kind of like jump out of stuff. But I have to look and see if let me know if you all like that one. Should I continue watching that? Because I quit after about maybe 4 or 5 episodes. I quit. And Remo is saying you need to finish. You need to finish watching. Yeah, because I had got to the point where the husband had lost his company, wasn't making any business, and she was the breadwinner, and then she was trying to tell him like she was running things now. So yeah. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. Kevin goes, you all with these shows, I never watched TV. I didn't watch there's nothing on television. That's the problem. So I'm watching Netflix now. Girl, I barely watch TV, much less Netflix, laughing out loud. Yep. Maria says, good night, all. Enjoy the rest of the chat. Good night, Maria. Thank you so much for popping in. I haven't even sold a stitch in a while. That was a good conversation there, guys. Yes. At least do a couple more stitches here. What time is it? It's 9:50. I only got 10 minutes. And it feels so weird when I'm getting off at 10 when I used to get off at 11. I had lost track of time there for a while. But I used to not watch a whole lot. I would have my television on for noise. But the stuff I'm looking at now, I don't have, this isn't a Roku television in here. And so it won't work in here. But I just normally have it on for noise, so I don't even pay it any attention. But the stuff I've been watching, you got to pay attention to what's going on. So I guess I got to go back and start over with Good Girls, I guess, so I can remember what all happened. But they was all up in the Sam's Club acting crazy. I have to go back. They say I should finish it. Yep. June says, I've been watching CSI. I like those too. I've been watching, I don't know what the name of it, Rosales and Isles on Lifetime. They have a show. It's a crime show where they solve crimes. I like them. What kind of movies do you like, T? Anything that's not scary for the most part. I don't like scary movies, and I really don't, because I like I'm up in the middle of the night. I'm long arm quilting, and so what I'm doing is I'm watching in between runs, and then I listen for my machine. And when I stop sewing, then I put the Roku on pause so I can go tend to my long arm. So I'm watching in the middle of the night. So I don't want to be scared at midnight. So anything that's not scary. I got the binding on a table run, and now I'm going to stitch it down. And I don't like movies where I got to read. Let me back up. I don't have time for that. I got the binding on the table running now, so I'm going to stitch it down. So that's pretty cool. What is the name of your local quilt shop? Do they have a website? Teresa, that's to Steph. Teresa says, thank you and good night. Good night, Teresa. Thank you so much. Amazon Bosch. I don't know what that's about. Stephanie says, I'm with you, Kevin. YouTube is my TV. My husband and his mom be watching all kinds of who killed who and why. I be giving both of them the side eye. Now, I do watch YouTube, but right now I'm on YouTube and I'm into the Gabby Petito story with Brian Laundrie. So I've been following that. I like nomads, and that's why I was already following their channel, because I kind of like nomads. I secretly think I want to be a nomad, but I know I couldn't be a nomad, so I'm living through the nomads on YouTube, because there is no way I could do the things that them people do. I can't sleep out in the elements. I would be scared out of my wits end in certain areas. I don't like animal noises like crickets. I can't sleep. I'm a light sleeper. So, yeah. So I couldn't even sleep in a rest area because it would be too much noise of people going in and out. So I'm such a light sleeper, though. So, yeah. Teresa says, super tired. Good night, everyone. Good night, Teresa. Thank you so much for popping in. Appreciate that. Deborah says, love that show. Yes. Kevin talking about good night from the channel, Teresa Louise. He is nothing but a problem. He's a problem stirrer. Dorsey says, give T some thumbs up before you leave if you are tired. June says, I watched them, Roselle and Isles. Yes. I actually like that crime show, and it's another one that's on there on Lifetime too that I watch off and on. I can't even remember the name of it. I'm blocking the name on that one. But every once in a while I cut it on and watch that one too. So, TV show, it's on Prime. What's Remo says? I guess she's saying that it's on Prime, but I watch it when it's just on the regular Showtime. I don't go back to the Prime. I like The Closer, and that could be the name of the other one, June, that I'm watching, but just don't know the name. Quilt Lizzie Arden, and yes, they have a website. There is also Quilt Lizzie Warrenton and Wake Forest. She's talking to Kevin. I could not sleep either. Major Crimes is good. Okay, and I can't remember if it's The Closer sounds familiar, but I'm not sure if that's on Lifetime, but Major Crime sounds familiar too. They also have a Facebook group, is what she's saying to Kevin. So we're going to go ahead and I'm not going to even do any more sewing. I'm going to cut this stuff off. And I don't even know why I leave my piece on here. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off. And because I got to oil it when I come back anyway. So I used to not break my thread. I guess I should have been trying to investigate before I turn that off. I'm just trying to put this back in order because this row isn't completed yet. Put a clip back on here. So I'm on row 12. I think this is the row where it starts. The 13, maybe row 14 is when it goes, and I need to put those pieces in a different order. So I need my book next time for sure. So I didn't do so many rows, but at least I finished this. I just got to finish. I got to cut more fabric if I'm going to continue to work with this, but I'm okay with the status where it's at now, where I tend to leave stuff if I'm not gonna finish it. I got about probably about 7 or 8 quilts that I've started either since 2020 that needs borders. What's one more, right? So a lot of people are saying goodnight, getting their good nights in. So thank you all so much. There is also another one that is good. I watch on Lifetime. Yeah. So we're just going to go ahead and end here. I'll see you all Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for our live chat. I don't know what I'm going to be talking about. Probably just happy to be able to sit down by time Wednesday come if I'm going to be pulling quilts out of storage. Also, you know, I don't know if I'm going to follow through or not. But people have been asking me about purchasing some of my quilts. I'm going to see if there's quilts that I'm not putting into any lectures right now. See, I might be interested in selling. I'm so attached to my quilts. I have no idea why. I do make quilts for my friends and families and events, and I can give those quilts away. But when I make quilts that are for me or for my lectures, you know, I have a hard time letting go of those quilts for some reason. But my quilt storage is so out of control, and I only got so much space that I can store quilts in. So I'm going to have to make some decisions, and I'm just hoping that I can sleep after I sell or attempt to sell some quilts. So I've been having people that want to buy quilts made by me, and I have never put my quilts up for sale. So this will be interesting. So it's going to be interesting, but I've had people emailing me wanting quilt, so we'll see how that goes. I might, I'm so attached, I'll probably come out with 2 quilts. But good night, everybody. I will see you all on Tuesdays. And again, I haven't worked on the fabric kits. That's going to be 2 weeks from now that I'll start working on those. Not next week coming up, the week after that. So I'll see you all then. Good night, everybody. Stay safe, be blessed, and quilt out.